In this video, we're going to learn how not to solve quadratic equations. Let's take a look at the equation below. 4x plus 3 equals x squared plus 9x plus 2. We definitely know it's a quadratic equation because the largest exponent is a 2. Using the strategies you've already learned about, try solving this equation. Pause the video and try solving it now. Alright, let's see if your approach was similar to mine. Now, I know I need to isolate the variable, which means the variable needs to be in one place, and right now the variable is on the left side and the right side of the equation. So I'm going to eliminate the variable from the left side. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides, and that'll cancel out the variable on the left side, leaving me with just a 3. And then on the right side, I'll have x squared plus 5x plus 2. Now, my x squared and my x are on the right side, but I still have this 2. So I'm going to subtract this constant from both sides, leaving me with 1 equals x squared plus 5x. Well, now I have a dilemma. I've gotten the variable on one side, but it's still in two places. Here's my x squared, and here's my 5x. I may be tempted to combine these two, but x squared and x aren't the same value. Therefore, these two terms are not alike and cannot be combined. How am I going to get them in one place? You may be tempted to take the square root of both sides, square root of 1 and the square root of x squared plus 5x. But there's a problem with this. We learned about a property that tells us that if we have the square root of a times b, that equals the square root of a times the square root of b. Many students tend to confuse this property and apply it where it doesn't belong. So if we have the square root of a plus b, does that equal the square root of a plus the square root of b? No, it does not. These are not equal to each other. This is the only property that applies, and it only applies for multiplication, not addition. So how would we simplify the square root of x squared plus 5x? Very simply, we don't. There's no way to simplify it. So the most we can say is that 1 equals the square root of x squared plus 5x. Well, we failed at isolating our variable and solving the equation, mainly because we don't know how to rewrite x squared plus 5x so that the x is in one place instead of 2. The point that I'm trying to make in this video is that solving quadratic equations requires a little bit more than the approach that you're used to taking. There actually is a way to rewrite x squared plus 5x so that the x is in one place instead of 2, and you'll be learning about that method later on. In fact, there are many different methods for solving quadratic equations. Pay attention in the upcoming lessons because you need to be familiar with all the different approaches so that you can solve quadratic equations in a smart and efficient way.